If you want your partner to pay attention to you, then present them with things that will attract that attention. And above all, do things that will maintain that attention. If you want people to think you're beautiful, to like you, then do things that will make the other person appreciate you. Now, I recognize that there are people who will make all these efforts, and that we have this type, this breed of people. Sometimes I wonder if they're from Earth, who won't appreciate all these efforts we make to please, to seduce. But here, I'm talking about all these other people. Here's an example. You have a lady who decides to go to a wedding or ceremony with her man. He's going to say to her, "Choose what you'd like me to wear." She'll choose. She'll be happy. She'll even congratulate herself for having the eye that she knows what her man likes. But what does she do in return? Since she knows very well that she's going to meet friends, strangers, family members, maybe even a number of people, she wants to project a certain image. She's convinced that she needs so much artifice to feel beautiful when she already is. What's going to happen is that she's going to let go. I mean, what she's looking for, this image she wants to project, influence her choice. But on the other hand, she's going to sacrifice the gaze of the man she needs to feel truly beautiful. Because in reality, who should find you beautiful first? Who needs to think you're beautiful all the time? These are not all the people you're going to meet. The person you need to please first is the man you live with. And if it's a man, the person you have to please is the woman you live with. If she thinks you're handsome, if your male partner finds you beautiful, but the whole world can say what it wants, that should be enough for you in a way. Because in your relationship, that beauty will bring, or that appreciation will bring more value. On the other hand, when you appreciate on the outside, unless you're in a trade, maybe clothes and everything else, it might bring you a bit more business and all. But apart from that, if your aim is to get a man to like you, then you have to dress for him. And the funny thing is, we often arrive at the party, dressed in a way we know our partner won't like. But we arrive at the party, and our partner is looking at someone else. Appreciates someone else. We notice that his gaze is constantly focused on a certain person's figure, or style of dress, or the whole person. I mean, everything the person has worn. That our partner awkwardly sometimes will spend his or her time liking that person. We're going to be jealous, but wrongly. Wrongly because we know exactly what that person likes. Maybe we do. We could get angry again. I could understand that that we're almost reproached for our physical forms. And again, have we gone out of our way not to get results? That doesn't mean that the other person has to condition us, because we too, physically, have things we don't like about the other person, which we could correct if we had the power to do so. But if we've accepted our bodies, the other person must also accept our bodies. So from that point of view, there's nothing to worry about. But I just want to say that, if I haven't dressed in such a way as to please my partner, and I see that my partner likes other people, instead of getting angry, the lesson I should learn from this experience is that next time, I should try to dress in a way that pleases my partner. My partner. Now it's up to my partner to tell me what he or she likes. What he or she actually likes. But on the other hand, it's also up to me to try things on, to see if my partner But what's important here is to understand that today, unfortunately, many women will dress in a way that will please other women and not their husbands. They're more likely to look good for other women and then complain that their husbands won't look at them, that he doesn't give them the attention they deserve. But often, because you haven't made the effort, because you've neglected yourselves, but above all, and this is the most dangerous of all, because you're convinced that you need this or that to look good. So you sometimes wear things that don't beautify you at all. Some women are convinced that as soon as they have long hair, it will give them a certain character. And yet, there are some who look like, sometimes, unfortunately, some women, because they see in a magazine or on the internet, a lady with such and such an outfit, with such and such a body, with such and such a hairstyle, will try to look the same, and yet they don't have the same physique. As a result, clothes don't make them look good. They have the impression that because the hair is expensive, they'll be more beautiful. That because their clothes cost more, they'll be more beautiful. And when they get to the party, and they realize that there's this lady there who's bought a garment 1/100th of the value of their clothes, of their own clothes, they understand that beauty is hidden elsewhere, that it's a combination of things. Girls, please, try to know that you're beautiful, because naturally you already are. It doesn't matter what you look like. You can find clothes that fit, and if you're with someone else, try to please that person. Take an interest in all the things this person likes about you, how they'd like to dress you. This doesn't mean that you'll always dress according to what this person likes. No, you don't even have to dress all the time in a way that pleases that person, your partner. But most of the time, if that's your goal, because if your goal is to be liked all the time, then you have to make an effort to innovate, but to innovate in a way that your partner likes, pleases your partner. But if from time to time you try to do as you please, accept that you're not always appreciated. And if you're appreciated today, accept that tomorrow when it's not pretty, you won't be appreciated, or you'll just keep quiet to avoid problems. Sometimes your man will be polite to you, tell you it's all right. But when you're really beautiful, it shows on his face. So, to sum up, please learn, sisters. That's for men who think the same way and behave the same way, but I'm talking more to women. Please learn to please your man. Learn to wear yourself, i.e., how to style your hair. Behave in a way that attracts his attention. And if you're faced with someone who, despite his or her best efforts, doesn't appreciate everything you do, don't feel guilty. He's just not up to appreciating that diamond. And then you can start doing what you want. It's his responsibility because you've spent time sacrificing what you love to please him. And if he doesn't appreciate your efforts, you can come back and do what you want. And remember, it's not the price of the garment, the beauty of the person who wears it. It's everything you put on, starting with your silhouette. The garment, the colors, your complexion, the hairstyle, the shoes. It's a whole package that's going to be released. Here's what you need to keep in mind. It's not because you're going to have hair like a Brazilian, like an Indian, doesn't mean you're going to become an Indian, that you'll necessarily charismatic. It works with some people, because they've got the hair or the looks to go with it. But it might not work with you. Maybe from a simple braid you'll go. Maybe long hair will work too. With such and such a hairstyle, such and such a build. In short, there are many parameters. But keep things as simple as possible. And always, always, make choices that are geared to seduce your partner. Innovate, shout, Always try to get his opinion. Whether he likes you or not, encourage him to tell you the truth, without getting angry, of course. Then you'll know exactly what you need to do to please your man. And that's it. That's all for this video. Don't forget to share it. Bye-bye.